guys, good morning. For Science with Sarah today, we're at Collier Elementary with some awesome fifth graders. We're going to make candle-powered carousels with these great students. And we say, good morning, San Antonio! Stick around for a fun experiment.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Hi there. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is December 13th. Got a confession, Sarah. I did study meteorology for a couple of years.
Oh, you did?
At Mississippi State University, all correspondence stuff as I was moving along in my career. And the term for the weather today is yucky.
Yeah. From your Mississippi State correspondence.
Yes, ma'am.
Yucky.
You concur there, Justin Horn?
I do. That is a good science
You guys learned that at A&M as well?
We did.
High level education all around.
Full on yuck. That's what it is. You're right, Mark. It is. It's cloudy, it's drizzly, it's rainy. It's one of those days where you would love to sleep in, but you can't because we got to be at work. Let me take you to the radar, and you see the showers that are tracking through. This is all light stuff, but it is causing some issues on the roads, as RJ will tell you here in just a second. We're seeing another little batch of rain move in on the east side of Bexar County. That may be a little bit heavier, but even if you're not seeing some of these showers, you're seeing some drizzle, so it's pretty consistent and will be here for the next several hours, even into the afternoon. That is what most of us are seeing as we look outside. And temperatures at this hour holding in the 50s, if not falling off a little bit. And I think throughout the day, temperatures will be pretty steady. 53 at the airport, 54 in New Braunfels, 55 in Seguin, down to 50 in Bernie. Steady and then maybe falling a little bit this afternoon. I do want to pass along the pollen count. Mountain Cedar's moderate today. It's at 350. Molds are low. Molds may jump up, though, after today with the damp conditions outside. So our forecast today, 60% chance of rain to 50% chance. This will start to taper off a little bit as we head into the afternoon. But temperatures, as I said, stay steady. And then tonight, rain chances really drop off. That'll be the case tomorrow before they pick back up on Friday. We've got some more showers and storms to talk about. We'll have the details on that in just a few. Let's get over to RJ now with the latest on these wet roads.
All right. Yeah, Justin, things have definitely picked up over the past hour or so. As you're taking a look at TransGuide traffic cameras, see what we've been talking about, just wet roads, messy roads out there. Based on our cameras, you see a bunch of this sort of rain and drizzle throughout the area. I want to let you know about some incidents that we're seeing in the San Antonio area. We have a crash being reported there, northbound 35. This is the Loop 410 southbound exit ramp. So you can see our traffic flow map here actually just turned red. So this is now causing pretty good backup here in this area on the northeast side. Sticking here in the similar area a little bit further south, this is 35 northbound at Binz-Engelman Road. We have a crash being reported in this area as well. So again, up in Windcrest, Kirby, kind of all that northeast side, a bit of a mess. Let's take you out to the west side real quick here and show you another accident being reported. Oh, we see how now our icon is now showing up there, indicating kind of what we're looking at here, eastbound lanes of US 90 at General McMullen. This was being reported as a crash right now. I'll see what this icon represents, but it's usually kind of a similar situation. Of course, TxDOT and our maps kind of on the same page a little bit here. One more quick look at the city. Things looking, for the most part, again, busy throughout the San Antonio area. This was a crash being reported at Ackerman Road, I-10. That has been cleared out, so our maps are still showing that. And I do want to mention Seguin because TxDOT is reporting a pretty significant crash out there. I-10, the westbound lanes at Guadalupe Street, so something that we're definitely going to keep an eye on, and I'll jump back into the show to see if there's anything major going on out there. But the rest of the city, 410 Jackson Keller, traffic moving along smoothly. Again, just these certain areas where we have damp, wet roads, something to keep in mind if you have to make your way out. Maybe doing some Christmas shopping, heading out. Just keep this in mind that it's going to be kind of a wet one out there. Okay, Mark and Sarah, back to you guys.
Will do. Thank you, RJ.
Here today's 9 at 9.
Time is running out for Congress to approve new defense funding for Ukraine. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky joined President Biden in pressing Capitol Hill lawmakers to fast-track the multi-billion-dollar package before they adjourn for the holidays tomorrow. But Republicans are refusing to lend support without a deal, including tighter restrictions on immigration at the southern border.
The United Nations General Assembly overwhelmingly voted in favor of demanding an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, criticizing the U.S., which last week blocked a similar resolution in the smaller Security Council. While the UN vote has a political significance, it's non-binding and really doesn't carry any legal weight. And it comes as the FBI and DHS issued a joint statement saying the ongoing war in Gaza could inspire lone actor violence on U.S. soil during the holiday season.
The House could vote on an impeachment investigation into President Biden as early as today. The resolution is clear of the Rules Committee after a party line vote. Republicans say the move is necessary to force the administration to hand over documents. The White House calls the inquiry baseless since Republicans haven't produced evidence that Biden committed a crime.
The Federal Reserve is widely expected to keep interest rates unchanged when it meets later today. It comes one day after a new report on inflation showed it slowed to a rate of 3.1% last month, down slightly from October. But not all news is good. So-called core inflation is up 4% over the last year at this time.
Food prices are finally rising slower than inflation. Grocery store prices are up just 1.7% for the year, but that's much lower than the overall inflation rate of 3.1%. And there are still certain items that cost more, such as frozen juice and beef. The cost to eat out is also still rising faster than inflation due to rising labor costs.
Gas prices are still in reverse, with AAA now saying the national average for a gallon of regular is just about $3.12 a gallon. That's down 9 cents a week. Texas is one of the cheaper states to fill up your car. The state average is $2.59 a gallon, and the average here in San Antonio is $2.52 a gallon.
Some of your favorite foods may be falling victim to skimpflation. That's the trend where food companies tinker with recipes to cut costs. Some recent examples are wishbone salad dressings replacing some of the oil with more water and salt. And last year, Smart Balance margarine slashed vegetable oil content, again replacing the rest with water.
Amazon, Target, and Walmart have voluntarily stopped selling water beads after lawmakers and public health officials called for a ban on the toys. Earlier this year, the Consumer Product Safety Commission issued a safety alert about the beads, saying they can cause a variety of serious symptoms and life-threatening injuries if ingested, which could require surgery to remove them.
Apple is rolling out a new layer of security to protect against stolen passcodes. The feature is designed to block thieves even if they get a hold of your iPhone and your secret code. If your phone is not at home or at work, the feature will require your Face ID in addition to your passcode. It will be available with an upcoming software update. And that's today's 9 at 9.
Well, in this morning's health chat, we're talking about lung cancer, which is the leading cause of cancer death here in the U.S.
It accounts for about 1 in 5 of all cancer deaths. So how do you know if you're at risk, and should you get screened for lung cancer? Well, here to help us all answer those questions is Dr. Cynthia Cantu, a primary care physician with UT Health San Antonio. Good morning, doctor.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Good morning, Dr. Cantu. So tell us, who is at risk for lung cancer?
Well, there are known risk factors for lung cancer. Current and former tobacco users are at risk. Secondhand smoke exposure also puts people at risk for lung cancer. Exposure to asbestos, radon, and also some other family history also plays a role. And then there's also lung conditions that can increase the risk of lung cancer. For example, chronic obstructive lung disease is a well-known condition in patients who have a long history of tobacco use.
Tell us about screening for lung cancer. Who should be screened and how often should that happen?
The U.S. Preventive Services Task Force recommends annual lung cancer screening for patients who are 50 to 80 years of age, who have a 20-pack year history, who currently smoke or quit within the last 15 years. Now, the frequency may change to, for example, to repeat in 6 months if depending on the results.
And so how does early detection help in treating lung cancer?
Lung cancer screening is very important because it can help detect the cancer early, and then at that point, it'll be more likely that it's localized. And so treatment is more likely to be effective.
And Dr. Cantu, if someone is interested in getting screened, who should they talk to first and why?
I highly encourage patients to talk to their primary care physician so that they can discuss this in more length, talk about the risk and benefits, and to see if they're eligible. In addition, if they're current tobacco users, your primary care physician can also talk to you about medications and other resources to help you quit. And if you don't have a primary care physician, I highly encourage you to reach out to one of our UT Health primary care practices near you.
All right, Dr. Cynthia Cantu with UT Health San Antonio. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
908, 53 degrees.
Okay, Sarah Spivey and David Sears at it again with their final Science with Sarah before winter break. They are at Collier Elementary and they are doing something that involves carousels and fire. We'll see what that's all about when we come back.
Well, outside with live cam, 9:12. As we said, it's kind of a messy Wednesday out there. You guys nailed the forecast. Justin, you were telling us at this time yesterday that today would be kind of a gray, cool, drizzly day.
Yeah, it's a cozy couch day.
We put it in all caps, damp. Remember this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. How soon could we forget?
So it turned out to be true.
Yeah.
It is a little damp out there. It's going to be that way most of the day, guys.
Okay.
So yes, it is one of those days here for sure. Let's go outside for you, show you. If you didn't believe us, there it is. That's the live cam. And still a lot of wet roads. Temperatures 53 degrees. We dropped off a little bit from where we were earlier, and I don't think temperatures are going to warm much at all today. In fact, they'll stay pretty steady. So 54 New Braunfels, 55 Seguin, 50 Bernie and Kerrville. And I do want to point out the visibility. It's down in some spots, not to the point where it's dense fog or anything like that, but it just represents the fact that we have some of the light fog and drizzle around. You'll see visibility come down when the drizzle's out and about. Here's a look at the Authority radar. And we continue to see just these waves of showers. That's some heavier rain perhaps there on the southeast side. But as far as everyone else is concerned, it's mostly just the drizzly stuff, and that doesn't sometimes show up on radar, but it's there. Gonzales, Cuero, over to Luling, New Braunfels, we're all seeing it here. It's all kind of the same situation. Maybe a little drier as go out west. And we look at the dew points here, and this is one of the reasons we're seeing what we're seeing. Good flow coming out of the Gulf of Mexico, so dew points are rising. That moisture is surging into Texas on the backside of a high pressure, and so that's why things are just damp, as we said. And we look at the forecast for today: 54 noontime, 55 at 1 o'clock. We'll start to bring rain chances down a little bit. 4 o'clock, 54, 30% chance of rain. So I think the overall coverage on the radar starts to decrease a bit this evening, but there still could be a little bit of drizzle around, and temperatures, as I said, hold steady even into tonight. 53 at 10 o'clock. Here's a look at the forecast, and by 5 o'clock it does show less showing up on radar, and then by tomorrow, few showers here and there. I do think we have the potential to see a little bit of sun tomorrow afternoon, but not much. And we'll still see a couple of showers, especially out west of San Antonio. Now, as we get into Friday, here's when things begin to change. We get our front coming in. This is 7 a.m. Friday morning. We'll have showers around. Could be another wet commute Friday morning. And then the front should be here about midday. As it does, it's going to produce maybe some showers and maybe a storm as it rolls through. Now, here's the bad news. The models continue to back off the amount of rainfall we can get out of this. A lot of the energy is going to be to our north and northeast, and so we're on the tail end of things, as we often are, and we're missing out on the really good rainfall. But showers and storms likely lining up along that front to our north, and then by 5 o'clock, we may actually start to see some clearing here, and then by Saturday, we'll clear out, but it will be cool and it will be windy. Temperatures probably around 60 degrees, but you'll have that cool north wind that will be around. I mentioned rainfall. The highest totals now are going to be centered up here around the Panhandle, where they can see 2 inches plus. But for us, we've brought this down 1/10 of an inch, maybe up to 1/2 an inch, and that's it. There could be some higher totals up across the hill country and points north, but this is trending in the wrong direction for us. The weekend forecast: 60 on Saturday, windy, and 65 on Sunday. Sunday should be beautiful with mostly sunny skies. Extended forecast. We'll go 62 tomorrow, 62 on Friday. That good chance of rain on Friday as the front comes through. And beyond that, it's a pretty good forecast. We're back near 70 by the middle part of next week.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin.
That rain, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, if you saw the show yesterday, you might have caught Max Massey talking about all the shoes collected during SAPD Share the Shoes campaign. But we now have the final numbers. And thanks to everyone who donated, we actually beat last year's record.
Last year, the final count was 1,855 pairs of shoes and 5,700 pairs of socks. This year, get this, we're at 2,160 pairs of shoes donated. And at last check, the socks were still being counted. So again, thank you so much to our KSAT community for donating.
We also managed to raise a bit of money during our phone bank. We raised $3,632, which the organization Zapatos says will be used to buy an extra 300 pairs of shoes for children in need. Well, now to a new warning about gift card scams. The National Retail Federation says gift card spending is expected to top $29.3 billion this season.
But you need to make sure your money is going to the right person. ABC's Laura Spencer has the details about the new things scammers are doing that you may miss when shopping in store.
There is a scratch tab that's at the top of the card that you scratch away that has a code on it.
This morning, officials with a new warning for holiday shoppers about gift card scams.
A community member that was trying to return a gift card or try to get their money back on a gift card because they found that it was cut.
The latest incident in California prompting officers to take to social media, showing how the scam works.
And what they do is they heat up these envelopes to where they can open them as carefully as they can, remove the card, and actually cut the top of the card off.
That top of the card holding the code that gives a person access to the amount of money put on it. The thief then puts the gift card back in the envelope, reseals it, and places it back on shelves. Nicole Randall from Ohio says in 2021, she bought her husband a $100 Amazon gift card for Christmas, but when they opened the packaging, the card was cut in half.
There was a small slit in the side of the jacket, the Amazon jacket, and what they did was they slid in that small barcode to the other half of card that they had, and then put it right over top the actual card that was in their barcode. So then when we scanned it and loaded the money, it actually was put on the gift card that the other scammer had the other half of.
And that's just one way gift card scams work. The New Britain Township Police Department in Pennsylvania reporting more than 100 gift cards were recently compromised at a local grocery store. This time, scammers tampering with the protective cover in the store to get the number off the back of the card. Police warning shoppers to be on the lookout this holiday season.
Either feel for the entire card, it should be the same size as a credit card, or with the permission of the store, when you go up to purchase these, as you're purchasing them, remove them from these folders.
And that was ABC's Laura Spencer reporting.
I actually know some folks that don't even mess with physical gift cards anymore. They just think they're too sketchy. They do digital versions or not at all. Just get something else.
Get a gift.
Yeah. 919, 53 degrees.
It's Poinsettia season. Tricky little word there. But hey, how do you take care of them? People are like, Sarah, how can we make these poinsettias live longer? Well, I'll let you know because they're a little bit high maintenance.
Nice third-person tease. I love it. Okay, out to Collier Elementary School right now. The last Science with Sarah of the season as we head into winter break. And Sarah Spivey is standing by with David Sears. They're coming up next. Welcome back, everybody. This is the last full week of school for most kids before the winter break and Christmas. So we're squeezing in one more Science with Sarah school visit before we wrap up 2023.
So this morning, Sarah Spivey and David Sears are at Collier Elementary School. That's on the city's south side. Hey, good morning, guys. What are y'all making today?
Good morning.
We're smoking hot today.
Oh my gosh, we have been moving and grooving since we came here to Collier. We are making candle-powered carousels. David, did you know that this is a Christmas tradition for some cultures?
I did not know that.
Yeah, so you might see them. They're usually made out of wood, but we're going to make them out of some household things that you can find at your home, and this is all about how heat rises. Okay, so the things you need is a lot. You need a lot.
Of stuff.
You need 2 disposable pie tins, and what you do is you tape this little template, which I have on KSAT.com, to the pie tin. And the tricky part is you want to cut along the solid lines. We did that. And then you want to fold along the dotted lines there.
So that fit in there, that folded all that.
Exactly. Okay.
See how that works?
Then you need a hot glue gun.
You got one of those over there.
This part is important. You want to hot glue around a piece of a straw here so that you don't have any hot glue in the middle, which
Right.
you did this, David.
And your parents should do it for the kids because the hot glue is very hot.
It
I can
is.
attest to that.
And I would be careful when cutting this too, because that can easily cut you. Well, now David is at the step where you take a piece of clay
Some clay. We molded it.
and you take a bamboo skewer and you put it in the middle.
We cut the bamboo skewer though, right?
Yep, we did a little
Skewer.
bit.
Okay.
And you put it in the middle, and you want to make sure it's straight up and down as much as possible. Great. Is it straight up and down?
Hold on. A little off.
Okay, David,
got
and
it.
we're going to put your guy right on here.
There you go.
Now, when it's on here, you want to make sure that the fans are fanned out a little bit before you do this so that they can catch the hot air. Then you're going to take 4 tea lights. There you go. And it spins freely, so that's
hot
good.
air.
You're going to take, it's not just your breath that's hot. And then using adult supervision, you guys, it's time for the fire. Okay? We're going to light these candles here and hope that it spins. It's already starting to spin a little bit. Now, you may run into a couple of things that you need to figure out. So,
You might have to stick too high.
you might have the stick too high, or what you might need to do is concentrate the heat to one side, and then it starts to spin. So this is a great thing for you to troubleshoot too. You just want to be careful of the fire.
Do we need to cut the stick?
Sometimes you need to give it a little push, and it'll start to go by itself. So this is a thing where, guys, we're going to troubleshoot this and see if your carousels can work. Sometimes you can take the actual fire and just make it go closer
So
like
you know it's gonna
that.
work. So let's cut the stick down.
Okay, that's an option, but watch your fingers, David.
Let's not burn yourself where you cut the stick down.
I would be very careful. Okay, are you guys ready to try out your carousels here? Okay, is it okay if it doesn't work? Yeah, because we're gonna try this together. All right, coming up, we're gonna try out all these kids' carousels with some fire coming up. Hey guys, welcome back to Collier Elementary. We are making candle-powered carousels. Look at Micaela's. Micaela's is spinning perfectly. Why is this happening? Heat rises, exactly right. So we're gonna go around and we're gonna light everybody's things. Oh, yours is working too. What's your name?
Dylan.
Dylan, way to go, Dylan.
So why is it working, Dylan?
Because heat rises.
Because heat rises. So why does heat rise? I have no idea. Do we know why heat rises?
It's
Sarah,
because
why does heat rise?
Because hot air is less dense than cold air, so it rises.
It has to rise up.
So it has to rise up, right?
Look, yours is starting to spin too.
So if you're in your house and you got the heater on, is the heat at the ceiling or is it at the floor? It's going to be at the ceiling, right?
That's awesome. What's your name? Sophia. Sophia, look, that's really great. So you kind of have to bootleg it and see what works a little bit better. I wonder what would happen, Sophia, if we put all of the flames over on this side, if it would start to spin more. I gave it a little push. You can give it a little push every now and then to get it going. There it goes. It got going. That's great. All right, you ready? Let's test this out. We'll probably want to get your guys a little bit straighter. Here.
That's amazing.
So this is a great science experiment for older folks. Again, this is older kids, older folks. Oh my goodness.
This is working.
Because hot air rises up because hot air is more dense than cold air, so then it has to rise up.
There you go. Why? Give me some of the parts that you had to put together here, and what was kind of the important part that we had to make sure we did or didn't do.
Maybe the
Came to
candles.
the glue. We didn't want to get the glue.
Oh
on.
yeah, the glue. Nah.
Because this thing is just spinning. All right, so we're going to give it a little help here and see if it'll keep going. So let's push this one in a little bit. How about yours? Yours working? Move the candles around a little bit. So y'all move your candles around a little bit and see if you can get it to go. You can give it a little push. It's not going to hurt to push it a little bit. I can get it going. Are we still lighting up some over there?
Yeah, we need to light these ones up for you guys.
Okay. This has been going since we lit this thing up, right? Mm-hmm. So tell me just your reaction to having this thing work.
Shocked.
You're shocked that it worked?
Yeah.
Look, it's spinning.
Because
Isn't
I
that
thought
cool?
it wasn't gonna work. But my hypothesis was right. It was gonna be correct. It was gonna move. Because I moved the candles closer to the clay, and it forced the wind so it can move.
The thing is just spinning away. That's awesome.
Yes, I put some
You can give yours a little help.
the hot air touch it first, so it could like move that way, and then it can see.
Guys, is this a pretty neat experiment?
All right, what do you think?
Yes.
Huh? What do you think? Is it gonna go or is it?
I think it is.
You think it's gonna go?
Yes.
Oh, it's already moving. Look at
Whoa, look at yours,
that.
dude.
Wow. Already moved a little bit. Hers is going great.
Oh, okay, we'll work on that.
All right.
Here, check this out.
Yours is like condensed. Yours is like a
Sometimes it helps to just put the flame right next to it. There it goes.
Yours is stuck? It just kind of got
Awesome.
stuck.
The key here
Give
is
it a
to
little
make
tap.
sure that
Just a little tap,
when
see
you
if we can get
hot
it going.
glue the straw, that there's no hot glue in the middle, or else it won't stick. So,
Look at this.
or else it will stick. Look at that. That's great, Mikhail.
What do you think?
I think it's going faster because like heat rises, and when it rises, it like pushes the I don't know what to call it, the pan. It pushes the pan and it pushes, and that's why it's moving.
So when you put this all together, you basically got it all correct because it's working so well.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what we can
Basically.
assume that you did it all right?
I'm assuming that.
Look at that thing go.
It's going fast.
Probably some of my hot air is helping it too. Yeah,
All right, guys.
Everybody,
what I want you to do is I want you to wave to the camera.
Y'all
Again,
did
this is an experiment for older children. And what we're going to try not to do is set off the fire alarm at this school. So we're going to blow out our candles one by one. For more fun Science with Sarah experiments, you can go to KSAT.com. Say goodbye, everyone. Bye.
It's like it's everyone's birthday, blowing out birthday candles.
I know,
one
right?
by one. Thank you, Sarah.
All right, kids, have a great holiday break, which is coming up sooner than later.
And it's 53 degrees outside, and good thing those kiddos, they had an experiment inside the classroom today, not outside, Justin, because it's nasty out there.
Yeah, it's not so fun. Recess probably canceled, so it's good to have fun indoors with this kind of weather. Let me take you straight to the radar, get you updated on what we're seeing as far as the rain goes. It's all pretty light, but we're seeing a little batch of perhaps heavier rain work its way into southeastern portions of Bexar County. Let me zoom in a little bit closer. So Elmendorf, north up to about St. Hedwig, up along I-10, seeing some more moderate rain. But even the rest of San Antonio, while you may not be seeing the moderate stuff, it's still light, still drizzly, still damp just about anywhere you go. And this is going to last several more hours. So umbrella, jacket, it is one of those days. Let's put you in the Christmas spirit, though. I think Mike showed this earlier this morning, but it's worth showing again. I'm just overly impressed by this. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oscar mentioned in an email, I can't remember exactly where it's at. Now I know he's probably watching. He's going to be like,
Yeah,
I already told you.
Is this a Windcrest house?
It looks like Windcrest,
Yeah.
but I don't know that for sure.
We'll try to find out.
Yeah. But it is incredible. We appreciate the work that was put into that. And Oscar, thanks for sharing that picture with us. Let's look at the KSAT 12-hour forecast. Yes, we have rain chances continuing throughout the rest of the afternoon. 54, 4 o'clock, 30% chance of rain. So rain chances taper as we get into this evening. And then tomorrow, a little bit less of a rain chance before it picks back up again on Friday. What does the weekend look like, though? That's the big question. We'll take a look at that here in just a couple minutes.
Thank you, Justin. Checking TransGuide right now, and we have it on what we call the rotator, and it's just camera to camera around town. We have two incidents of note right now. One is here in San Antonio. Let's see, westbound Loop 1604 at Carousel Parkway on the far northwest side. And then a bigger problem, a short stretch of I-10 coming from Seguin towards San Antonio. That would be I-10 west at Guadalupe is still having big problems and big backups. Again, that's right in the city of Seguin coming towards San Antonio on I-10 from Seguin. is game day. First game of back-to-backs tonight. The LA Lakers are in town. Our Spurs on that 17-game losing streak. Tip-Off Plus special airing tonight before the game at 6:30 here on KSAT. And you can watch it any way you stream us.
It's poinsettia season, and if you buy poinsettias for your porch or around your fireplace for some Christmas cheer, you may be wondering how to keep them blooming and healthy for as long as possible. Some of the questions that I got on my social media. So here are some do's and don'ts of poinsettia care in this edition of Gardening with KSAT. Beautiful holiday plants with a tricky name. It's pronounced poinsettia, not poinsettia, which I'm guilty of doing for half of my life. Poinsettias are the divas of the plant world and are very high maintenance, which I can't relate to at all. But here's how you keep them alive at home. If keeping them outside, you want to bring them inside if it drops below 55 degrees or if it gets above 80 degrees. They will lose their leaves or will stop blooming. Like I said, high maintenance. If inside, keep them by a window or at least some source of indirect sunlight. Or if you want to display them away from a window, make sure you move them every other day for that light. They like light, constant moisture. Don't soak them. Add about a cup of water to the soil every couple of days. And if you let them dry out completely, unfortunately, there may not be any coming back from it. Also, keep them away from your pets. It can give them a stomachache. Poinsettias are native to tropical places, so if you plant them in your garden like I did, you're most likely not going to see them bloom again, and they're going to need partial shade and daily water to survive our brutal summers. For them to bloom next year, they need complete darkness for 12 hours a day from September to December, and this may not even work outside because even artificial light can impact this.
So they need their beauty sleep, essentially.
Right. They need 12 hours.
Right.
And not even artificial light. So basically, they need 12 hours of sleep in complete darkness, maybe with a beauty mask, at the perfect temperature.
Sure.
Like I said, divas.
Your poinsettia has cucumbers on its petals, having a nice spa day.
Staying nice and moisturized.
Yes.
Yeah, so I suggest maybe don't keep them. Like if you can, if you really want to go through it.
Right.
But if you compost them, put them into your compost bin or make a nice compost soil out of it.
Okay.
And then buy another one for next year.
There you go.
I got those for $10 at H-E-B.
You always go the extra mile in explaining, and we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Love the piece. 9:39, 53 degrees. You're watching GMSA at 9.
You're traveling for the holidays in the next week or so. We'll break down some of the best and worst days to travel by plane.
If you are flying this Christmas, expect some crowds at the airport. AAA is forecasting record-setting flying during Christmas and New Year's travel periods. Airports could see about 7.5 million passengers between December 23rd and January 1st.
Okay, so if you're wondering which days are the best and worst days to travel for Christmas, look at your screen right now. The travel site, the Vacationer, has this list for you. Okay, so
these are the worst days.
These are the worst days.
Okay.
So, Mark, I know you're traveling. Are you traveling on any of these days?
You betcha. I'm flying on Saturday, December 23rd, so smack dab in the middle of that.
Which probably means it's the worst. The worst of the worst.
We'll see. But the good news is I kind of split the uprights. I actually picked a good travel date to come back. These are the best days to come back. And I'm flying back on Thursday, December 28th. But it's one of the many days that are the best days to fly for Christmas.
Okay, so that's actually nice because getting there might be a little stressful. You'll enjoy your time, and then it won't be stressful coming back.
I like the way you think, Sarah. That's going to be nice. But yeah, obviously expect some crowds.
Okay, the site also recommends flying out for New Year's on the 28th or 29th and fly home on January 3rd or 4th. Avoid flying out on December 30th in the morning of the December 31st. And if you're not flying for Christmas or New Year's and driving instead, the roads are also expected to be busy this year. I'm driving for Christmas and New Year's and on these dates. So
yeah.
Buckle up.
Yeah, absolutely. As we come back here to the desk and Justin joins us, this all makes sense. I mean, they said there were more people flying by air this past Thanksgiving travel period than ever before.
Like before COVID.
So this all makes sense.
Yeah.
Good luck and Godspeed to you guys.
Thank you very much.
I'm not leaving. I'm staying right here.
South Carolina?
North Carolina.
Oh, North Carolina.
Yes.
Enjoy.
My folks are in the Charlotte area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They released the long-term forecast and they're saying it's going to be fairly warm, but that's the idea, that we think it'll be fairly warm throughout the rest of December. So hopefully that will help with travel too. Because weather, if you add weather into that mix, forget about it. Forget about it. It's not so great today. We're still seeing a lot of that drizzle and light rain around San Antonio. We look at the radar one more time, and we're getting some moderate rain there across the eastern part of Bexar County. So it's coming down pretty good. This is going to add up to maybe 1/10 of an inch, which is not bad. We'll certainly take it. This is making its way towards Seguin. Shirts as well, Converse. This will be moving in shortly. It's just about to cross I-10, but Lavernia, you're starting to see some of that. Elmendorf, it just passed through. The rest of San Antonio, not as heavy when it comes to the rainfall, but there's still some drizzle, still some light showers around. There's certainly still some wet roads. Elsewhere, we are picking up on some light showers from Cuero up to Gonzales, over towards Howattsville this morning. And then as you go west, coverage is a little bit less. Probably still some drizzle out here, but you're not getting the moderate rain that we're seeing here in San Antonio right now. How much rain have we picked up? Well, officially at the airport, so far only 0.07 of an inch. Not a huge amount. We'll add to that a little bit more. I'm hopeful that we can get up to 1/10 of an inch today, and then we'll add a little bit more on Friday. Still, all in all, these are not going to be big rainfall totals. Unfortunately, this storm system is going to track just a little too far north. That's been the change in the last couple of days. The models bring it a little bit further north, and that takes away the heavier rainfall for us. But as we look at the big picture, there's some snow flying in parts of Kansas this morning, Colorado, New Mexico, ski resorts getting some snow up there. And then you got rain lining up from the Texas Panhandle all the way down to the valley this morning. And as we look at the water vapor, there's our low. It's spinning out here over parts of the Rocky Mountains. Dives south, but again, just a little bit more of a northern route here, and that takes away some of the better rainfall for us. So let's look at the forecast for today. Noontime 54, 60% chance of rain, but drizzle is almost a sure thing. 55 at 3 p.m., 54 at 4 p.m. I think the rain begins to taper off as we head into the evening hours. Then you got less of a chance of rain, but temperatures are still consistent as we head into tonight. Here's a look at the forecast. So this is noon today. Still shows widespread drizzle and rain. But by 5 o'clock, the evening commute, maybe it tapers off a little bit. It's still going to be cloudy. It's still going to be cool, but maybe a little bit less on the radar. Then overnight into tomorrow, a couple showers here and there. This is 7 a.m. Maybe even a few breaks in the clouds tomorrow afternoon. So that would allow temperatures to maybe get into the 60s on your Thursday. But then the clouds fill right back in, and here comes our storm system Friday morning. Along the front, we'll get showers and a few storms. But this particular model, around 10 a.m., shows the bulk of the action to our north. And then we just get some isolated stuff here with midday, maybe a few showers holding on, and then this pushing east by the evening hours. Maybe even a little bit of clearing late on Friday. Now, the weekend looks good, other than it will be somewhat windy on Saturday in the wake of this system, but temperatures will be in the 60s, so that's not bad. Saturday morning, we'll get a cool breeze out of the north, but the skies will be clear. And as we look at the rainfall potential, we talked about this. A lot of it's going to be up here north, across North Texas. And the places that really need it, a.k.a. us, just not getting much. Maybe 1/10 of an inch up to 1/2 an inch out of this, with some higher totals north into the hill country. Extended forecast, 62 tomorrow, 62 Friday. We're going to go 60 on Saturday and windy, especially in the morning. And we make it into the mid-60s on Sunday. Next week so far looks good. It is warming up. We may see some 70s before it's all said and done. But today, not so much. Drizzly, cool, damp, all the fun stuff.
Cozy weather.
Cozy weather. That's a positive spin on it. I like it.
Trying to stay positive, Justin.
I like it.
Every day during GMS 8 at 9, we show you one of our zoo cams out at the San Antonio Zoo. And the one we're most excited about is also the one that is difficult timing-wise to catch the animals in action, and that would be the hippos.
Yeah, Timothy, where are you? Well, it's because they do zoomies and they're underwater, they're above water. We swear they're there, but besides seeing them during your normal visit to the zoo, you can also get an up-close encounter with them.
That's true. Avery Everett and Mia Montgomery got to check it out, and they had a lot of fun with Timothy and Uma.
All right, Avery, so you're new to town still. I think it's time for you to meet another San Antonio legend. I mean, I've met a few. I've met the mayor, I've met Manu Ginobili, but you know who I haven't met yet? Timothy the hippo. Let's do it.
So this is our lovely hippos, Miss Uma and Mr. Timothy. Hi, buddy. He's gonna show you guys his tusk here. Look at that. Yes, you are a big hippo. You are a big, scary hippo. Here you go, buddy. This Uma here, she's 48 years old, and Timothy just turned 8 as well. One of their favorite snacks is cantaloupe, watermelons, pumpkins, pretty much anything they can smash, they love to eat. Have a very powerful bite force. They have a bite force about 2,000 pounds per square inch in their mouth, so it's very powerful. So Miss Uma weighs about 4,000 pounds, and Timothy is just surpassing Uma, so he is getting bigger than Grandma now. A male hippo can reach upwards to 6,000 pounds.
For more information on the San Antonio Zoo, Timmy and Uma, you can head on over to KSAT.com. I'm Avery Everett and Mia Montgomery, KSAT 12 News.
I don't know if you guys saw it really small on the screen, but the reason why they're wearing masks is because hippos can contract COVID.
And I was thinking about it this morning, and now we have an explanation.
Now we know.
Yeah, it looks like fun. I want to go.
Yes, same.
9:51, 53 degrees.
Our new Willy Wonka in the theaters this weekend. When we come back, a look at the new film coming out on Friday.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Gallery Gourmet, my name is Willy Wonka.
Timothée Chalamet puts his sweets up against a squad of sourpusses in Wonka.
Many people have come here to sell chocolate. They've all been crushed by the chocolate cartel.
There are nods to previous versions of the character.
So quiet up and listen down. Nope, scratch that, reverse it.
But this is not your parents' Wonka.
It really is a different character at a different time of his life. It's before he's become this sort of reclusive, isolated guy in the factory.
When he was young, full of dreams, wouldn't take no for an answer, and has a spirit that's sort of unblemished.
I guess it's time to change the world.
The filmmakers built that world without much CGI.
That was one of the most magical things that we could experience, was being our production design and art direction was second to none on this film.
This was all real. I mean, the chocolate sets were 60 to 70% real.
How do you like it? Dark, white, nutty, absolutely insane.
It actually made me love chocolate more, which is very odd because some people are like, if I had chocolate so many times over and over and over again, I would get sick of it. But it made me love it more. Maybe it's because of how good the chocolate actually was.
The best chocolate in the world.
Ooh. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All right, one last look at the forecast. We're at 53 right now, 55 this afternoon. Still lots of light rain and drizzle. Tapering off a little bit this afternoon, but at least for the next several hours, expect these damp conditions. More chances of rain on Friday, but it does clear out for the weekend. That's good news. Windy on Saturday.
You know, the original Wonka film, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the little boy never did another movie after that. He became kind of disillusioned with Hollywood. He became a career veterinarian, and he lives in New England.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Peter something. But anyway, yeah, so that was the original
Wonka,
one.
Veterinarian. Thank you, guys.